In the serene hive where the constant buzz of bees filled the air, lived a small bee named Aurora. She was known for her tireless dedication to hive tasks and her kindness towards her fellow bees. From a young age, Aurora learned that the secret to prosperity lay in unity and cooperation among the bees. In the golden dawns, she joined the group to collect nectar and pollen, contributing to the hive's sustenance. Aurora's heart beat with the harmony that reigned among her diligently working wings. In the circular dances that guided the bees in search of the sweetest nectar, she found the meaning of life and community. The hive was not just her home, but the epicenter of her existence, where each bee played a vital role in the harmony of the whole. However, life in the hive, like in any society, was not without challenges. It was on a fateful spring day, during a particularly challenging nectar collection, that Aurora was unjustly accused of an error she did not commit. A cloud of distrust hung over her, obscuring her immaculate reputation within the hive. The bees, usually so united, were enveloped in tension that cut like a wasp's sting. Amid muffled murmurs and looks heavy with doubt, Aurora's heart ached with misunderstanding and helplessness. The harsh words of some bees, whom she had once called friends, echoed in her mind like a constant, painful buzz. Then came the final blow. Without the opportunity to defend herself properly, Aurora was judged and condemned by the hive's assembly. The verdict was swift and cruel. She would be expelled, banished forever from the safe and familiar boundaries she had known since birth. The feeling of betrayal and abandonment mixed with disbelief. Aurora found herself forced to leave, her trembling wings carrying not only the weight of injustice but also the deep wound of having lost her home and community. However, not even the most solid harmony could prevent the whims of fate. On a fateful spring day, during a particularly challenging nectar collection, Aurora was unjustly accused of an error she did not commit. A cloud of suspicion hung over her, tarnishing her previously immaculate reputation within the hive. The bees, typically so united, were now enveloped in tension that cut like a wasp's sting. Amidst hushed murmurs and glances heavy with doubt, Aurora's heart ached with misunderstanding and helplessness. The harsh words of some bees, whom she had once called friends, echoed in her mind like a constant, painful buzz. Then came the final blow. Without the opportunity to properly defend herself, Aurora was judged and condemned by the hive's assembly. The verdict was swift and cruel. She would be expelled, banished forever from the safe and familiar confines she had known since birth. The feelings of betrayal and abandonment mingled with disbelief. Aurora found herself compelled to leave, her trembling wings carrying not only the weight of injustice but also the deep wound of having lost her home and community. As the final words of the hive's judgment echoed, Aurora departed in silence. Her flight was solitary, slicing through the air that now felt colder and more hostile than ever before. The familiar landscapes that once welcomed her buzzing presence now blurred beneath her, transforming into indistinct patches of a life she could no longer call her own. Aurora found temporary refuge in a small tree at the edge of a flowery field. There, she spent the first few nights, feeling the bitterness of rejection and the ache of profound loneliness. The stars in the night sky seemed distant and indifferent, as if the entire universe had turned its back on her. Days passed slowly, each one bringing new challenges. Aurora had to learn to survive alone, finding food and protecting herself from dangers lurking beyond the comforting confines of the hive. Each moment was a battle against the growing despair threatening to consume her. Yet, despite the pain and desolation, a spark of determination began to kindle within Aurora. She refused to succumb to despair. Instead, she lifted her head and faced each day with renewed courage, knowing she needed to find a purpose beyond the sorrow that enveloped her. On a sunny morning, while exploring the fields in search of sustenance, Aurora had an unexpected encounter. A butterfly with colorful wings landed gently beside her, its radiant presence contrasting with Aurora's lingering sadness. The butterfly, named Iris, was curious and kind, and soon they became friends. Iris was not part of the hive but symbolized the freedom and beauty of the world beyond. With her, Aurora discovered new flowers and paths, learning to appreciate the vastness of the fields and the diversity of creatures that lived there. Amid laughter and shared stories under the afternoon sun, Aurora began to realize that there was life beyond the hive walls. In addition to Iris, Aurora found support from other creatures in the field. A ladybug named Leo offered wise counsel on dodging predators, while a weaving spider named Madam Web taught her construction techniques that helped fortify her makeshift shelter. With time, the loneliness that once suffocated Aurora gave way to an unexpected and valuable network of friendships. She discovered that even outside the hive, she could find support and camaraderie, and that each encounter brought new opportunities for growth and learning. Over the weeks, Aurora began to notice something extraordinary within herself. She discovered a special talent for finding the rarest flowers and the sweetest nectar, a skill that not only nourished her own body but also those around her. Her friends in the field benefited from her discoveries, and in return, they offered companionship and encouragement. Aurora realized that her solitary journey had led to a path of self-discovery. She was not just a bee banished from the hive, she was a bee with a unique and valuable purpose in the world. Each pollinated flower and collected drop of nectar fed not only her hungry body but also her soul thirsty for meaning. Under the warm gaze of the setting sun, Aurora felt a new strength welling up inside her. She no longer needed the approval of the hive that had once rejected her. Her worth was not dependent on others' opinions but on the courage and determination she had found within herself. Yet fate had one last surprise in store for Aurora. One day, while exploring a distant part of the field, she stumbled upon a scene of despair. A small family of bees, disoriented and hungry, was lost among the flowers, unable to find their way back to the safety of the hive. Without hesitation, Aurora put her newfound talent to use. She guided the lost bees from flower to flower, teaching them the secrets of where to find abundant and safe food sources. She shared her navigation skills and her knowledge of the best nectar sources, transforming her own journey of suffering into a source of hope and help for others. The bees, initially wary, soon learned to trust Aurora. She became not just their guide but also their protector and friend. Together, they formed a small, makeshift community where mutual support and gratitude blossomed like petals in the sun. As time passed, Aurora's reputation as a bee of generous heart and exceptional abilities spread throughout the field. Even the creatures who once feared her now admired her. Her inspiring story became a powerful reminder that adversity can be transformed into opportunity, and that true strength lies in the ability to believe in oneself even in the darkest of times. And so, Aurora found her place in the world, no longer as a lost bee but as a leader and example of resilience and compassion. Her journey of expulsion and loneliness had turned into a story of triumph and success, an eternal reminder that even when we no longer believe in ourselves, there is always the possibility of finding our way back to the brightness of the sun. The story of Aurora reminds us that even in the toughest and loneliest moments, we can find strength within ourselves to overcome challenges and discover new paths. It's a powerful reminder that adversity doesn't define our destiny, but rather how we choose to respond to it. If this story touched your heart, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Leave in the comments your stories that marked your life. And may all the best happen to you, and I hope to see you in the next video.